HIV and sexual health in New Zealand for 3 years, first with the AIDS epidemiology group at the University of Otago, and then with the Canadian Sexual Health Research Group at the University of Auckland, where he is now undertaking his PhD.
How's it going? Hi, so I'm going to talk to you today about through all this, like what do people actually know about? Do they know there are risks? Do they know there's these things out there that are kind of affecting them? So let's have a look. Is this working? No, all right. So yes, I'm going to take you through a quick kind of stop tour of everything and give you a bit of a background on HPV first in males, just for those I know I'm talking to a very experienced audience, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, and then talk about the study that we did to find out this information. So first of all, looking at background, Alright, so human papillomavirus. It is a virus, obviously by the name, and it affects it's epithelial, so only through direct skin-to-skin contact, which is most often sexual. Over 120 types, which can be broadly categorized into two groups, high risk and low risk. High risk are those that cause cancer, and low risk are generally associated with genital lesions, so warts, and also an anal genital lesion. And type 16 and 18 are the nasty ones we want to look at, particularly type 16. So today we're just modeling where you can get these things. So these are cancers that affect the penis, the anus, and the anal canal. If you had a cervix and vagina, you'd also get them there. But you can also get them at the base of the tongue and the oral pharynx. So this is data from Australia, and it's showing the trends in HPV-related cancers at their various different sites. And what we can see is that the cervical vagina is very nicely going down. And that's because the cervical cancer screening programs have been really high index, particularly these things up. Oral pharyngeal, you'll see that steady but slightly increased in trend in the males. The anal both, it's going very nice like that. Whereas the canal is quite stable as well. The reason for that was probably mainly due to change in sexual practice over the years, and particularly in the 1980s. And incidence of these diseases is largely driven by prevalence. And so what we can see is that among the three HPV negative populations of MSM women and men who associate with women, is that among gay bisexual men MSM that is really highly overly represented in these data. Any HPV, but also the high-risk types that we're talking about, the ones that cause cancer, and particularly HPV 16, which is associated with about 95% of all anal cancer. And that's not just for HIV negative men, among HIV positive men, we see that there's almost ubiquitous in this group, particularly for anal infection. So, what can we do about it? We have a beautiful vaccine against it. It's very, very effective. It's fantastic. And there's no real treatment, particularly for anal cancers. There's treatment available, but it's often likely that there's a lot of relapse. You will, once you kind of have the surgery in there, this often comes back. And often the intervention is often quite nasty, particularly if you're going in the anal canal. So in New Zealand, it's free for girls, actually aged between 9 and 20. And heterosexual males offer some protection through the vaccination of their sexual partners. However, MSM, of course, because they don't have female partners, they offer no protection at all. And this is really reflected in the results that come out of Australia that's implemented their HPV vaccination program for women and boys. We see that among the age group that's eligible in less than 21 years, that there's this fantastic decline in genital warts, which it vaccinates against, almost to elimination, which is marvelous. And you see it also among men as well. However, among MSM, really reflecting that they offer no protection at all, no change. They have now started vaccinating boys, which is brilliant, so we should see the same drop in MSM. Anyway, okay, so that's kind of framing the argument and framing what's going on. So what do we do? So what's the gap in New Zealand? We don't really have any data on HPV among MSM at all, not in terms of prevalence, not in terms of awareness, not in terms of knowledge. So we kind of set out to do that, and that's kind of what my PhD is framed around. We do know that MSM are at risk, particularly HIV positive MSM, so we wanted to see if there's any knowledge out there, basically. And that's what we set out to do. So, our hypotheses were that knowledge would be very low. It's not being talked about in this country, particularly among men, and even more lesser among HIV or any MSM. But there will be some differences. Data came from the gaps and costs that has run out of the, that used to be with AG, but has now run out of the Gay and Sexual Health research group. Right? Yeah. So that's where our data comes from. Collected in 2014, we included some questions in the questionnaire on HIV knowledge, vaccine awareness, and vaccine acceptability as well. And there's a large population size of over 3,000. So here's the questions. So the first one is looking at if they knew that there was these HPV-associated diseases, and also if there was a vaccine regardless of one in this country. We also then asked if, under what circumstances would they get vaccinated, if it was option free, so funded just like for women, or if it was the cost, at cost, which is $500 for in this country for all 3 shots. Because of the differences we saw by HIV status, we separated them into 2 populations. And you see that we have quite a small population in our questionnaire of HIV positive MSM, but it's quite large. And we broke it into those 2 sections, so looking at knowledge of the vaccine and the disease, and also the acceptability of the vaccine by the donor. And these are all the variables that we came up with. Multivariate analysis, we took those variables that were significant to the bivariate analysis and we put them into the model. And then we saw which factors were independently associated, which is what I'll present. So firstly, what were the kind of base findings? So here is the knowledge. And we see that it's quite low. Really low. About 30% men knew that there was these HPV-associated diseases that were affecting them. Did anyone know the vaccine? Even less. So really low, down to 16 and 23%. Knew there was a vaccine available to prevent these diseases. Would they get it if it costs what it currently costs? No. Would they get it free? Yes, it would. So that's really demonstrating quite effectively that they would be willing to take the vaccine if it was offered. So the bivariate analysis, we found that all the variables that we tested were significant application of negative MSM. And so here are the findings from our multivariate. What are the independently associated factors in knowledge among those who actually knew? What we found was that those who were Māori were less likely to know compared to ethnic European. As for those, but those who were tertiary educated were more likely to have knowledge of these diseases. Also, interestingly, recent testing is associated with knowledge of HPV-related diseases. And then for those who had knowledge of the vaccine, what we found was that those who were younger had less knowledge. And again, those who identified as another ethnicity than Indo-European or Mario Pacific or Asian were less likely to know as well. Again, recent testing and education level came out as being positively associated. Would they accept it if it was at cost currently? We found that those who were older were more likely to be willing to pay for it, as are those who, again, were tested recently. Those who would take it up if it was offered for free, actually those who were younger were more likely. Those who were older were less likely to. Those who identified as bisexual or other sexual orientation were less likely to. And again, possibly associated with higher education and recent testing. For HIV positive, some we found that no variables were statistically associated at the bivariate level, and therefore we could not construct a model based on that. So that kind of is something strange. We'll talk about that in a bit. So what can we conclude? For HIV negative MSM, there are 2 factors that have really come out that are strongly associated with knowledge and acceptability, and that's education level and recent sexual health testing, or kind of what I would call engagement in sexual health care. And this supports our kind of hypothesis saying that those who are actively engaged and those who are not will know about these things. And also age is important for vaccine acceptability, particularly if we're asking to pay for it. HIV positive MSM, it gets a bit more complicated to solve. There was no vaccine associated. What I see is that these men are highly integrated into healthcare and therefore are more likely to come across these messages. And it's also this population is highly affected by this disease, therefore their clinicians will have a bit more suspicion. However, this is a small group in our studies, so therefore we can't make too many conclusions about this. So what can we say? That MSM have no awareness, well, have very limited awareness that there are risks of these diseases, and even less knowledge that there's a vaccine available for them to prevent this disease. Nearly 80% of them would get vaccinated if it was offered for free. However, only about 10%, 12% would do so at the current price. And the vaccine is now funded in New Zealand for HIV positive individuals, regardless of gender, under the age of 26. However, in our most recent data, we found that 65% of MSM were diagnosed over the age of 30. So that's missing out a large portion of the population. So I just want to thank everybody who took part in our study, allowing us to use this data, and also to be helped on this, and also the funding. Thank you.
Funded for anyone who's actually positive currently?
Under the age of 26.
Under the age of 26.
Adrian, I think the vaccine's free in the UK, isn't it?
Not yet.
Not really.
Yeah. Only Australia, the US doing health insurance, and some parts of Canada. There is discussion in the UK, they're looking at it. It's been highly recommended, even up to the age of MSM up to the age of 40.
They chose the wrong vaccine today.
The white men,
So
yes.
it's the other one.
Yeah, so they didn't do anything about gender laws.
So why not for them to be HIV positive? They're like
Missing the boat. Yes.
I would think if we end up the cost of treating all those cancers that they want to figure and see the Ministry of Health, you know.
Yes. There was a study done in New Zealand by the target group. They did a cost-effective analysis of the vaccine cohorts. Even MSM. Some study, yeah. And they didn't find that it was cost-effective to see. However, there was a study done in the US and they did find that if there was a targeted vaccination at MSM only, that proved to be cost effective.
We do voluntarily leave them.
Yes. Well, yeah, there's interesting discussions around when the vaccine should be given. So ideally it's given prior to exposure of HPV. But there's a lot of uncertainty about the natural history of the disease, and particularly about acquisition and clearance and all these kind of complicated factors that we don't really have data on. But it's shown that the vaccine given at any age will increase your immune response to it by about 10%. So, 10 times, tenfold increase than you would if you had a natural infection. Therefore, kind of giving the vaccine at any age seems to be a pretty good idea. Hey.
Thanks, that was a fantastic presentation. Do you have thoughts on, I'm still stunned by the lack of awareness around the issue. Awareness about the vaccine exists as a thing. But you're working in health, we assume everybody's read the message, but it really clearly tells me that it's about the cancer vaccine.
Absolutely.
End of.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on how we might change that perception?
I believe there's some wonderful people sitting in the audience who are very good at accessing this population. So I think that's definitely the way to go. Targeted messages would be good. And when we're talking about being culturally relevant to any group, including getting a message from it, I think that's targeted intervention is the way to go. Unfortunately, the message, of course, will come with, but you have to pay for this.
Well, I guess what I'm thinking is why not demanding that it becomes a lobby voice?
Absolutely.
I'm saying, why not? We've talked a lot today about equity, and there's clearly a huge inequity here.
Yeah, absolutely. It addresses one of the prime goals of climate is addressing equity, so I think it's a very big help.
I wonder how the manufacturer justifies that price.
Yes, it's one of it's the most expensive vaccine available at the moment, particularly if you ask for reloads. But of course they have to make up costs and investment, so it should be coming up in relatively soon. But yes, it was quite an expensive vaccine.